Welcome back, guys. Thank you for showing up. All 3 of my subscribers. So grateful. And that's not even sarcastic. I truly am. And I'm confident more is on its way. Always, more is on its way. You know, guys, because everything is just happening for us. As long as we're following our heart and aligned on our path, oh man, anything is possible. And maybe you're in a place right now where that doesn't feel like it's so. And I just want to share my experience with you to make you think else, because I thought the same thing at one time. And how I overcame it was honestly the simplest thing that you could possibly do. And that is lie to yourself. Every day I would just tell myself, I am happy. My life is good. Every day and in every way, my life is getting better and better. And I would say these things. And, somewhere down the line, I don't know, what do they call that? Jumped reality or something. And I continue to do so. So if you're in a dark place right now, or you're not liking your life, the best thing you could do right now is just tell yourself these things. And something miraculous happens, guys. Something miraculous. I don't know if your thoughts start aligning with that, and you start making decisions that will bring you in alignment with happiness. Something happens. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Because 6 months ago, guys, I was miserable. I was worried, always stressed out over bills, showing up to my weak-ass job, and I wasn't happy, And there was numerous times where I had just was fed up, quit my job, and said, I'm going to figure this out. And then time would go by, I'd run out of money, and I would panic, and I would go job hunting and fall into the same pattern again. And, that's probably part of the process. And after you do that so many times and realize at some time you're just going to have to trust that the universe has your highest fucking intention in mind. And just no matter what, just keep a positive mind frame and just focus on what you want to align yourself with. Find your path. Guys, we weren't sent to this freaking planet Earth to work 9-to-5 jobs doing mediocre, meaningless ass work. And if you're not happy at your job, only you can make the decision to get yourself out of it. And if you have kids, that's the only thing I'm going to say is if you have kids and you feel like, I have to provide, that's understandable, but there's still some things that you could do to just move in the direction of aligning on your path and creating a life that you want. And that is, start asking yourself, what is it that I came to this planet to do? What do I have that I am supposed to share with the universe? Because we all have something, and a lot of us are not aware of it. I've went 30 years of my life without even thinking that. And it's sad to say, my childhood, which I'm not playing the victim or anything, but I was never encouraged to think like, what do you want to do with your life? I was never pushed in a direction to become the best version of myself. Never. And now I'm 30 years old and I'm trying to figure this shit out. Well, actually I'm 33, but that's besides the fact. Yeah, and I'm just trying to figure this thing out. And guys, sorry about the guys. I know, there's going to be ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, I am finally aligning on my path. And all I've been doing is focus on, what do I have to share with this universe? What is it that I came here to do? And once you start asking yourself these powerful questions, something miraculous happens and you start getting these answers. You start getting pushed in a certain direction. You start having these thoughts. And as long as you follow them and you don't write them off as just, oh, they're just a thought, I can never accomplish that. Quit selling yourself short, guys, ladies, gentlemen. Quit doing it. You are all powerful beings. You are capable of absolutely anything. And it's sad to say that, our upbringings, our childhood, our programs pretty much made us believe that we have to settle. We have to settle. And there ain't no settling anymore. You have to make that decision, like, fuck that. I'm not settling no more. I'm going to find out what my purpose is on this planet, and I'm going to give it my all. And with these videos that I started, I was supposed to start this 6 months ago, but I always overthought it and was like, oh man, I'm not getting any reaction. I'm not getting any subscribers. I had the wrong mind state. I didn't let go. And that was my lesson learned. It was my lesson. So now, whatever happens, I'm going to post these videos. I'm going to do my best to tag them and title them. And I'm going to let the universe do the rest. And I know eventually, this is all going to take off. And at the very least, I will attract that one person into my life that will help me and assist me along this path. And maybe show me what I need to do as far as, having a further reach. And I believe in that. But okay guys, I just want to get into, a quick story of where I started from, like I said, I'm not playing a victim, but I had a poor childhood. I was never pushed in a direction. It was always like, get what you can get and just be grateful for it, and believe it or not, I lived in lack my whole life. So I did things that I am not proud of, as far as selling drugs, stealing, committing crimes, whatever it is, I've lived that life. And, I've paid for it. I've paid for it with my time, with my soul. So I already learned that lesson. I don't have to go back and relearn it. I'm just applying what I've learned from my past and then leaving the rest. I don't need to think about it no more. And something happened where I just, awakened. I don't know, I don't want to get into details about that because that's for a future video and that's some time right there. But let's just say I started noticing all these synchronicities with these numbers show up in my life. And just one day I had this intuitive thought, you need to look up this number that you're seeing. And I did, and it resonated with me. And once I seen that, then I started seeing 1111, 222, 333, all that. And I just followed the intuitive guidance. And, maybe you're seeing these numbers, you're just not paying too much mind to them. And it's very important that you do. Every time you see the number, not just once, oh, I read that already, I know what it means. No, guys, because every time you see that number and you go back and read the information, you're going to extract another piece of information from it that is going to serve you on where you're at in your journey. So just keep looking into the numbers, become familiar with them, and do your thing, because that's what I've been doing. And then, in the beginning of your journey, you're soaking up all this knowledge, you just want to learn everything. And it's these things that we learn that is going to serve us along this path. And that's what I was doing. And eventually I just got tired of the 9-to-5 grind. And I was like, there's something else out there. So I was miserable at my job. I ended up quitting, with the belief thinking that, oh, I'm going to be able to get unemployment. Well, that didn't work out. And I fucking ended up panicking because bills were due, car was going to get repoed, fucking landlord was bitching, all that. So I freaking fell back into it and I got a job. And guess what? Bam, I was miserable again. And sure enough, made the same decision. Fuck that. I'm going to figure this out. And quit the job. And sure enough, I had this intuitive thought, seeing I always had to settle for something, I always figured like, oh, I want to get a union job, you know, they pay well and you get all these benefits and you get this. So I had this intuitive thought to go pursue this union job. And I took the test. Sure enough, I got put on the list, and that's all that happened. And then somewhere down the line, I freaking was on Craigslist just looking up random gigs, and this irrigation thing came up, and I got a call back from it. And sure enough, that was a union company for the same local that I was applying for. And I was like, wow, our thoughts really do manifest our reality. So I was excited. I'm like, awesome, you know, I was like getting paid well, the job, the people were all right and everything. And then sure enough, you know, I got used to it and I started getting miserable again. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I had an epiphany, being like, if it's not in my fucking heart, I'm not supposed to be doing it. Quit putting a dollar note on every fucking experience you have in your life. Like, oh, I could do that. They get paid lots of money. I don't give a fuck how much you're getting paid. If you're not happy and it don't come from the soul, that ain't gonna work for you. And I'm gonna tell you that right now. And you know, sure enough, I tried to just rough the job out until the season ended and was eligible for unemployment. And I didn't even make it to the end of the job. It was like a week before it ended. I just fucking quit going. But I was just, by the grace of God, I ended up getting unemployment. So I had a little income coming in. So I had my apartment, I had my car note, my girlfriend and whatnot. And then I had a conversation with my girlfriend about how, you know, I can't work. I will not sell my time on this planet for a measly ass wage. I'm not doing it. And in the beginning, she was all on deck with my spirituality. But the moment that I told her that I am doing what I want to do with my life, she had a problem with it. And she's like, I'm going to need someone a little bit more dependable. And I told her, I was like, well, I'm sorry. If that's what it takes for our relationship to end because of this and you don't want to support me, then it ain't even worth having. And sure enough, we broke up. And when we broke up, that same day, I had filled out an ad on Craigslist I went on the talent gigs, and I ended up getting a little extra job on the show Chicago Fire. And I was like, hey, what if this is it? You know, I never really thought acting or modeling anything, but it showed up in my life, so I pursued it. And then I went on the Craigslist in California, and I started looking up, you know, gigs and jobs and whatnot in that line of work. And I ended up getting a few phone calls back saying, yeah, you know, we like your look. We want to, you know, give you an opportunity. So I'm thinking, what F? So at the time, me and my mom had an apartment together, which is another story on its own. But she's on Social Security, couldn't make ends meet. So I decided, you know, help her out with the lease and everything. The shit worked and everything was okay. But now I'm like, Mom, I'm not happy. I gotta go, you know, you're gonna have to like figure this thing out, you know. And she did. And, you know, it was sad to say that she didn't really support me either. She wanted me to fucking suck it up, be miserable, get a job so you could pay the other half of the rent. And that was it. And I told her, I was like, I ain't fucking going no more. No, you're figuring this out. I'm 33. You're 60 something years old. You could do this. And, you know, I sold off all my shit, packed up whatever left I had in the car, and was headed out to California with next to no plan, guys. No fucking plan except a few opportunities that weren't even fucking guaranteed. But I just trusted the universe. I said, I don't care. Something's going to come of this. My heart, my intuition, my soul is getting pulled out over in that direction. So sure enough, my mom, she ended up going on vacation at the time, and I started packing my stuff up, and I, you know, whatever was left that I couldn't sell, I left behind, took my clothes, put them in the car, and I, you know, headed out to California. Well, sure enough, I get out to freaking Colorado, and I'm coming out one of these tunnels that are drilled through the damn mountain. And when I come out of it, there's a semi stuck in the middle of the road. and I go to pump my brakes and I don't stop. I'm on a sheet of ice, a complete sheet of ice. Wham! I slam right into him, total my whole freaking vehicle. I'm going to try to post a picture on here for you guys also. And there's no reason why I should be alive, guys. No reason. And I didn't get a scratch on me. And, you know, luckily, there was an incident, a synchronicity, that I ended up changing my insurance because my car got hit outside my house. And I filed a claim, and they didn't take the fucking claim, but they raised my insurance. So I said, I got to find some new fucking insurance. And, you know, at the time, I'm going through my spirituality. I'm working on myself, and I'm like, why is this happening to me? Why? I get my car hit. What did I do? You know, I'm playing the victim and everything. And, you know, 6 months down the line, I find out why my car got hit. If my car would have never got hit, I would have had that same sorry ass insurance, and I would have been struck like Chuck out in Colorado. But sure enough, I switched it over, and the insurance company that I had, they had me a rental, and I was back mobile on my way. Well, I got to Las Vegas, and I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, I only got 2 weeks with this rental car, and I jagged my fucking credit off, guys, you know, living on credit cards at the time. So the chances of getting refinanced and getting a new vehicle were slim to none. Well, I ended up having this intuitive thought like, hey, let me call my sister Carolyn, who lives out in Washington State, and maybe I can come stay with her for a little bit until I figure out this car thing. So I call her, and sure enough, you know, she answers like 3 days later because she had lost her phone, and she was trying to get it connected. I tried to call her husband, but her husband's phone was disconnected because he tried to get her phone back on and turned his off. It was a mess. And sure enough, I get a hold of her 3 days later, sitting in the parking lot in Las Vegas. And she's like, yeah, come on by. So I head out there, and now I'm going to Washington State. And this is where I'm at. And it just so happens, you know, I get the whole car issue taken care of while getting in another fender bender with the damn rental car. Like, this shit was following me. And, you know, regardless, you know, the car situation was dead. You know, the insurance paid a majority of it off. I was stuck with a little bit of it. I'm not bitching about that. Fuck that. Fuck credit. Fuck all that. That shit's fake money anyways. Excuse my language, but this is the way I talk. And, you know, I got the car situation done. I was stressing over it, I'm not going to lie. And that's the lesson. That was one of the lessons. Quit worrying about this stupid, these things that aren't going to matter a month from now, 2 months from now. Like, let it go. It is so important not to waste your time stressing over things that are out of your control. It's fucking redundant. Well, it just so happened that my sister's husband at the time wanted to get a new car because his didn't have AC, they had kids, and it just wasn't a reliable car and to his standards. And, you know, he started looking for a car. And then at one point, he was just like, maybe you should buy my car. And I kind of laughed it off like, I had a 2015. Why would I go from a fucking 2015 to a 1997? Yeah, right. And then, you know, like a week went by. He was trying to sell it. You know, he had a few people calling him about it. And then I had this thought, you're supposed to buy that car. And I was like, wait, oh shit, I am supposed to buy that car. And the cool thing about it was a stick shift vehicle, and I always wanted to learn stick shift. So I was hitting two birds with one stone. I ended up buying the car for like $1,000, and, you know, I got to learn stick shift. So I put it in my head, wow, I just paid him $1,000 to learn a 5-speed manual, and I got a free car out of it. Guys, this is the mentality you gotta have. Like, whatever it is, just put it in your head, trick yourself. Mind fuckery. Just do it. It works. I promise you. You could sit there and lie to yourself till you're blue in the face, and eventually you're going to start believing it. I promise you. And you have nothing to lose. What do you have to lose? What, it not working? You're still stuck with your sorry ass life? No offense. But guys, so many people are miserable on this planet. About 99% of the people on this planet. And I would say, you know, at the very least, 95% of these people are fucking miserable because of their jobs, because of their living situation, because they always living in lack. And the only way you're going to get through that is start telling yourself these little things and just keep on repeating them until something changes, something hits. And it will. It will. And that's what I've been doing. And now I'm out here, and it just so happened, you know, I've been coming to terms with, like, I'm supposed to be a healer in some sense, because I attract all these sick people. It doesn't matter if they're emotionally sick, mentally sick, physically. For some reason, I'm just attracting them in. And I know, I'm like, I always had this thought, like, why am I attracting these people? Like, your vibe attracts your tribe. I'm not sick. I'm healthy. I'm a healthy guy. I'm not sick. And sure enough, I got a thought. I had, you know, my spirit guides, whatever you want to call them, the universe. They said, these are the people that you're going to be helping one day. And it's just so random that all these healing modalities seem to follow me wherever I go, you know, like Reiki and, you know, I just so happened to get this masterclass video on my news feed for hypnosis. And then I follow this, you know, this masterclass. And this woman is actually from Washington State. She stays 2 hours from me. And I am going to manifest the resources I need to pursue this modality, because it is my purpose in life to get as many modalities, healing modalities, under my belt so I could help. And it all makes sense, guys. I've had that mind state of lack. I grew up in poverty. I was an addict. I still struggle with it. It carries me everywhere I go, and I'm working on it every day. But I know I'm meant to help these people, and along with myself. And that's what I'm saying. As long as you ask yourself that question, what is it that I have that I'm supposed to share with the universe? And you will get an answer. You just have to open your perception, keep an open mind, and look at every little single sign. Because what I've learned is there is no accident. There is not one single accident in this universe, and everything is happening for us. It is. There is not a doubt in my mind. And some of the things that are going on in your life that you're like, why is this happening to me? For example, you know, my car getting hit outside my apartment for no reason. And it was a minimal amount of damage. It was like, you know, a little bumper damage and a broken taillight. Like I dealt with it. I didn't even have to file a claim, but something was pulling me like, hey, just file a claim and just see if you can get it fixed. And the fucking insurance company reneged on me and then raised my rates, what pushed me to go get new insurance. And if I didn't get that insurance, I would have been asked out, guys. So next time something happens to you and you're fucking whining about it, saying, why me, playing the victim, just keep an open mind and say, okay, this is happening for me. I might not know why it's happening for me right now, but eventually somewhere down the line, I will find out. And you always will. And just keep on keeping on, guys. This life, we weren't meant to be glued to no fucking desk, to no assembly line, doing meaningless ass work. And I'm not dogging any job that's on this planet. And if you feel good going to work and you enjoy it and you love the people you work with and you're happy and you're fulfilled, then you're good. But if that's not the case, something's got to change, and only you could change it. And I've been living proof that this shit works. And you know what? I haven't even hit the epitome of it yet. Like this, everything just started, and it's going to get so good. And you're going to see, if you subscribe to this channel, you're just going to see the progress that I make, and it's just going to confirm it. And maybe, just maybe, you will have the freaking the motivation and just the drive to create it for yourself as well. That is my goal, is to show you that you can, and you are worth it. And I fucking support you. And that's all it is, guys. It's all happening for us. And you know what? If you don't like it, fucking change it. Or shut the fuck up. And I say that with love, and I say that with freaking compassion, because I've been there, and I know what it's like. And I know what it's like waking up in the morning, and the first thought in your head is just like, why me? I got to go to this sorry-ass job. I got to deal with these miserable-ass people, you know? And that's just what it is, guys. It's what it is. Only you could change it. And I hope the best for you. I really do. And I hope this video, you know, woke you up a little bit to make you think like, wow, maybe I can do something. Maybe you already had the thought, and then the universe sent you this video and was like, you know, that's what they needed. And your whole life's just fucking changed. I mean, that would be my fucking dream, is even if I just changed one person's life and they helped me and assisted me with changing other people's lives, because that's what it's about, guys. It's not what you can get. That was the mistake I was making, was everything I thought that I should be doing, I always like, well, maybe I can make some money doing that, or maybe it's not about money, guys. It's about following your heart, finding fulfillment in what you do. And once you start doing that and you enjoy what you do, the money's going to come. You know why? Because your vibration's going to be high. And money is energy, and if you're vibrating at the same frequency at this fucking dollar, you're just going to attract it into your life on a constant basis. And guys, it all starts today, right fucking today. So if you want to subscribe, if you don't, you got my freaking, you know, Michael John. That's all you got to type in, and just see where I'm at a year from now. I'm going to post a video every day. I don't know what they're going to be, and I'm not following the herd on 3 ways to say that you're an empath, or 10 ways to raise your vibration, or how to decalcify your pineal gland, because that shit doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, guys, because I had the worst diet. You know, I just knew how to go about my life and work out and do everything else correctly. Don't worry about them things. They're inconsistent. They don't matter. And what's going to happen is going to happen. If it was meant for you, it's going to happen for you. And that's it, guys. I fucking love you. Holla.